Hey guys, I'm excited to show you my little pin craft today. I didn't think I'd do another pin craft, but I've become a little bit of a collector all of a sudden. So pardon my, sudden obsession with pins, but how fun is this? And so I just thought I'd do a quick little tutorial on how to do this pin craft. It's very similar to the one I did before, except I'm using a different type of frame, which helps because this frame was made where you could put the pin backs on, but this one is not. And so this one's a little trickier. So I do show you, a different type of technique on how to do it. And I was just excited to show something new. I'm so grateful you guys are just tuning in. I made my ears. They're clearly not Disney approved, but I made them for the Haunted Mansion movie premiere. I made everyone a pair of ears before we went, and then we wore them to the movie, which was really fun. So these were made with some Dollar Tree ribbon, some Stampin' Up ribbon, and then this die, these little bat wings are from a particular set. So I just thought I'd mention that. Yes, I know they're not actually Disney approved, but they sure are cute because hello, the bat wings, I thought were perfect for this. They're my Haunted Mansion inspired ones. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad you did. And make sure to follow me on all the socials or whatever. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and you have a great day. Hey guys. Well, I have another little Halloween craft for us, a pin related one. I found these cute little, this adorable, it was less than $10 for this Stitch pair. And I couldn't resist him. He's so cute. And you know how much I love Halloween. I've become not a tiny bit. I've become a pin collector without meaning to. So anyway, I'm going to have a whatnot sale soon, but anyway, I just thought these were the cutest, most adorable to pin. Look at Scrump. He's like so cute. So anyway, I thought, well, I should do something similar to what we had done before, but I'm going to jazz it up a little bit more, obviously. I don't know if you guys remember what I did in my other video. I had done this unboxing of these Loungefly pins. This is also a Loungefly pin. I saw it even at Loungefly the other day, or Boxlunch the other day. And so, but I put it on the scene. I thought that would be really fun. So we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to use the same paper, but instead of the sidewalk scene, I just wanted to use this piece right here. And I told you guys how, it's possible to use. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at the 6-inch level, because then it'll leave room if I use a bigger frame or something else for these crafts over here. So I went ahead and cut it straight in half, and who knows, maybe I'll come up with some other kind of thing that I want to use this scene for. And this, and let me cut right on the line here for, this is I love the cut. This is Stampin' Up's cutter, and I personally love it. You change the blade. I don't know. I just find it to be a really good cutter. Oh gosh, I should have measured I have, pardon the glass, but oh God. So I have a small frame that I got. I just had it. It's a little dirty. Hence it was just kind of in a box, ran a box. So I went to something around my house, and I think because this one had dropped, and I think I'm using this because it had dropped. And so, oh, I got to trim off this piece too. I might have to trim some more off, but for now I'm trimming just on the edges, and that leaves nice clean edges for around the, for the other crafts here, but then also it just gives me a little more freedom when I'm doing my stuff. So this came from the Spooky Cute, I think, yeah, Spooky Sweet paper, which is still available. I just love it. I love all the die cuts too. I'm not using it. Oh, I guess I could use the die cuts from here, but I don't really want the white. You could technically use the die cuts. Let me leave these out. So we'll decide between the two. I was going to use something else, and because this is a one and done, I have to be careful of, I'm not going to be able to do 3 of them like I normally do. So And I'll just have to do a fast forward of this. So our actual piece, oh, it needs to be much smaller. Okay, so let's measure our glass, our dirty piece of gross glass right now. Sure is dusty. So this is 3.5 by 3.5 by 5. So I'm not using that piece of glass. We're not even going to use it. So let's go ahead and cut it a little bit bigger than 3.5. So that means this is 4 inches wide. So I need to cut a 1/4 inch off this side. This is another reason why I cut just my little square. 1/4 inch off this side. And then I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off the other side. And now look, now it's at 3.5. But that way I didn't have to cut right into a pumpkin or cut right into the pillar, or, you know, it evenly takes it from the side. And then it says by 5. So, oh, I can just take a little bit off the top because I don't really want to take too much off the bottom because I need that bottom area. And I'll just save these little pieces for a card, you know, like the inside of a card later or something like that. So we'll go ahead, and that's the piece we need. I changed the setup of my desk and I'm in love. So that's the piece we need, but we also need a piece of cardboard. We're not going to be using the glass. So we're literally going to just use this, you know, not this paper, but we're just going to trace out the cardboard real quick and cut it out. So let's just trace this. I don't need a ruler. We can just trace the backing. It's a pretty beat up frame, but that's it. Because we are not using glass, but we still want to have this setting on the counter. So I have my nice heavy duty. These are like really heavy duty scissors. They are serrated edges. They're Tim Holtz scissors. He also makes crafting supplies like Stampin' Up. I don't sell his stuff, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. That's where I found these. And these are just like really good serrated scissors, and I just find them to be really good. And this cardboard is just cardboard I had around the house. Okay, let's see. We might have to just come around from this side. Okay, there we go. And I use the back. I use the back as my template because the back is a little bit wider. And that's okay. You know, the glass is a little bit wider too. But. So we've got our basic setup. We've got our our paper. We've got our cardboard. And we're just going to set this down on top. Let's make sure it fits inside the frame. And again, my frame's it's not a new frame. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think, okay, it's bubbling a little bit, so I need to trim it a little bit more. Just trim a tiny bit off. I think I'm going to trim a tiny bit off this side. It's a little bit big. So we need to trim it just a tiny bit more. I'm just going to it's not even a full 1/16 of an inch, literally just a scrap. Because it's bubbling and I don't want it to bubble in the frame. I want it to look flat as if there is glass on it. The other, the Halloween one that we did before, I might need to also trim a little from the top. Nope, we're good on the top. It was just the side. So now we have our nice little insert here. I don't even need to glue it down. And then I'm pretty sure I can just put my backing on and I should be able to put my pins right in it. I don't want to put it in until I have it like secured. Okay, so there's no glass. And then I wanted to put my pins right here. So we'll have Scrump down in the front and I want Stitch in the back. And then I had an idea of adding bats, like floating around, because I thought that would be a fun additional part. So let's make sure that it is gonna fit. And we're trying it out for the first time, and it almost totally presses through, but not completely. So it's not as flat as the other one that I did. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to do something different. So let's take this back off. And I already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna poke it through and use our little backings, and then we're gonna tape. I'm gonna put a little tape here, washi tape. So the problem with doing it in a frame is, you know, the back kind of messes up the layers. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of washi tape to hold everything down, because then I can use this frame for something else. And so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. So that is what we'll do. So this is trial and error, you know, of what happens. And again, this is just an old frame. It's a little bit beat up, but I don't really mind it, to be honest. I don't, you know, I'd rather reuse it. I can probably clean it up with some black paint. So, but I wanted a quick craft for you guys today. So that's what I did. So we'll go ahead and we'll pop him back in. There we go. Now we have it through the back. And because it was not going through on the other, it was like not going to put, I don't think I was able to put it on. Yeah, but see, it's like barely sticking out. Yeah, I think it's pushing him out. Yeah, it's pushing him out. Yeah, it can't work that way. So we've got to push it all the way through, and then I'll put a little backing on it. So, and you could even put another piece of cardboard here. Actually, that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to cut another piece of cardboard. That way I don't have to put the pin backing on. Okay, and we'll do that. Back to my handy dandy scissors. Yeah, and then we don't have to worry about the pin back either, and then I'll just tape it in. There we go. And again, this is just regular cardboard from some random box I had here in the house. Ha ha ha. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't want to scratch my pin. Oh. No, I think I can just, okay. There we go. We'll just put some tape, put the tape down again, make sure the washi is nice and secure. There we go. So again, not even needing to use, this is all stuff I had around my house. The only thing that is new is literally the stitch pin, which I kind of like that. I kind of like that this was the same with the other craft, you know. The only thing I had was the paper, you know, and the frame I already had in the house, you know, so I thought, you know, let's see what we can do. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop stitch on. There we go. Perfect. And then we're gonna put little stitch, little scrumpy right. Do I want him right there? I don't want him to be touching. Let me move him over a little bit. His little fuzzy thing like popping up makes him a little off. There we go. Okay. So we got our scrump here. We've got our stitch bat. And then I thought I would You could use these little bat pieces that are from the paper set. I don't know. I don't think those are as cute. I could, but I don't think I want to use those. I think I'm going to use punch out some of these and add those to this, because I think that's really going to set it off and make it even cuter. So let's get our dimensionals real quick, and we'll get the baby ones out, and just a little piece of black paper. I just think just like 3. 1, 2, 3. And I don't even know if these will fit on here. I think I'm gonna have to cut them in half. Yeah, they're too big. But what a fun little, you know, I just wanted this little stitch, especially, I mainly bought this because it had Scrump with it, I'm not gonna lie. And I think they still had this at my Boxlunch. I saw it there. I don't know if it's still online, but they had it at my Boxlunch still, so the other day. So you might get lucky and have yours. And I literally just want to add a few of these bats like flying around, because I think that is super cute. So let's go ahead and we can add one here. We could add one right here. And then we could add, part of me wants to add one down here, but I don't know, that seems too weird. I think we'll add him up here on this side. There we go. Actually should have turned one of them upside down, because that's always kind of cool too. And that's all. That's our entire craft. I could come in here and like, I'm sure there might be some little things I could add or embellish, you know, like, but I think just having him just like that is good. You know, like there's little decoration pieces, but I think having him just like that is good. I think having more is gilding the lily, as my grandmother would say. So how cute is that? Again, just a used frame, a little bit of cardboard. Now, granted, I had to have the paper, but again, this is not an uncommon type paper. Stampin' Up! Has this particular one. I like the light and him coming out of the house. But again, you could find any kind of Halloween paper right now that's similar to this. So this is perfect. And so thanks for letting me just show you how to make a craft. And here's the back. So you'll have to put it in like a little, you'd have to put it in like a little stand or something like that, so it would stand up, because it won't hold like this. It just hasn't had a canvas on it. But you'd have to get some kind of stand, but so cute, right? I thought it turned out perfect. And I just think, oh, it's just such a sweet little craft. So that's my little Halloween craft for today. Have a great day.